Aloha and welcome to COM 101, Introduction to Communication. This video will break down the steps that were taken to design Mission Breakout, an introduction to group projects. I will first discuss the different clues that were used for Group 1 inside of the classroom and Group 2 outside of the classroom, and I will follow up by showcasing the design and how it flowed as a whole. First, Room 1 clues. Within the classroom, I had several clues. The first is this printout, Organizing Your Speech. It identifies 5 steps that were talked about earlier on in the semester. This is useful because another clue links to one of the steps. Over here we have the numbers, and that was used to help determine a code for the 3 code combination lock. Also, you see that the P over here is highlighted red. That links together with another lock, the word lock. This second sign is also useful because we see that letters A and R are a different color. Again, this ties in with the word lock. In this slide, we see 2 different clues. Again, the red T helps to identify that that is part of the word combination lock. But over here, students know that the 636 rule of thumb is applied to poorly designed PowerPoint slides. So the missing 3-6, therefore, should be part of the combination lock. In this slide, we see the last of the letters for the word, which spell out party for the word combination lock. This printout showcases the communication process, which was gone over in the first few weeks of the semester. I highlighted these 2 areas, and students had to recall the information that we had gone over in the beginning of the semester. So they'll see that over here, which correlates with the first digit of the code, links up with the sender and receiver because that is where it correlated in this diagram. The second code over here goes to the second code of the digit, and that links up with the channel. So if we put those numbers together, we see that the code, which corresponds with the green star over here, is 14. That links up later with the combination lock. This is also posted up in the classroom, and we know that it ties in with a directional lock. However, the coordinates that help them determine in which direction the code should be is hidden outside with Group 2. That's the trick of this design. Clues that help out Group 1 are hidden with Group 2, and Group 2 is not allowed back into the classroom to collaborate with Group 1 until they have solved both of their clues. Now let's look at the clues that are hidden outside of the classroom with Group 2. I printed out several slides. Not all of them were clues, so this was one that had no relevance to the designed breakout room. It was mainly to throw them off. Over here we have another not designated clue. However, it ties in later with the next clue I will show, in that it talks about in-text citations. Here, however, we see an in-text citation, and that ties in with a set of books that I had placed outside. I set out 3, the communication textbook filled with different post-its of my notes, the Carnegie's book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, which this slide is about, and which it has an in-text citation for. And if the students look to page 112, they would find a post-it with a clue that would lead them to the key to one of their locks. It led them to coordinates for the grid that I had showcased earlier in room 1. The coordinates were found on page 112 of the book, and the students should have been able to solve that clue by looking at the in-text citation on the printout sign. This printout also tied in with the word lock in that I capitalized and bolded the letters P-A-R-T-Y in order. However, if I had to redo this design, I might have switched it up so that it wasn't so obvious. Also, because I had spelled out party in the other room, it was really easy for the groups to solve that one word lock. When they were able to unlock the lock by using the code party, they were able to open up a satchel with a post-it that had another clue, which said the key to success is in your heart. What that was trying to point the students to was the AED, which was attached to the building, and they were on the outside of the building. So if they went to the AED, they would have found the key located on top of the box. Once they were able to get that key, they were able to unlock the key block, and within that satchel was a QR code, which they needed to break into with a QR application on their phone. The QR code linked them to a website where I had posted up this clue. When drafting your speech, it's important that you identify the main points in a speech pattern while you carefully construct your message. So this is relevant to the clues or the printouts that are hidden in room 1. If you look at this first bolded and underlined sentence or keywords, you'll see that it pertains to one of the printouts or the organizing your speech printout, and this second bolded word, message, correlates with the communication printout, which was the abstract shapes. And so that combined led to one of the codes for the combination lock. Now let's put it all together and see how the design flowed with all of the clues and answers. The students had one large case. This was hidden in the classroom, and the goal was, because clues were hidden outside and inside, that both teams needed to work together in order to break into the combination lock and the directional lock. The two locks, or clues to unlock those locks, were hidden outside with group 2. So as we saw over here on this slide, the key to winning friends and influencing people, the in-text citation led the students to how to win friends and influence people. On page 112 was a post-it with coordinates. These coordinates linked to the coordination or directional grid that was hidden within the classroom. And if they matched up the coordinates with the X and Y axes, they would have found the combination left, down, down, left, which would have unlocked the directional lock. The party lock, or the word lock, was clues for both were hidden within the classroom and outside of the classroom. So with group 2, I had this printout with party lined up. Again, as I mentioned, I might switch up the letters so that it's not as obvious. And within the classroom with group 1, I had color-coded the letters party, that spelled out party, across different signs. What happened when the students unlocked the party word lock is they uncovered the post-it with the clue, the key to success is in your heart, which led them to the AED where the key was hidden. When they unlocked the satchel with the key, they were able to find this QR code with the message, when drafting your speech, it's important that you identify the main points and a speech pattern while carefully constructing your message. That, in turn, when linking it up with the printouts within the classroom with group 1, led to the code 22. When students saw this printout of a poorly designed slide, they saw that the numbers 3, 6 were missing from the 6, 3, 6 rule. That was the second code. And finally, using the communication process, handout and printout, we saw that the missing or the highlighted areas correlated with the numbers 1 and 4. And that led us to our final combination lock, which was 14. If we put those together, it was 22, 36, 14. And voila, our student solved it in no time. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope you understand how, or I hope this helps you conceptualize how to design a breakout scenario. If you have any questions, please email me at mokana.matos@chaminade.edu. Thanks for watching.